I did my second or third ever gig was in Burnley, and I was on stage, and there were three people in the audience. And then just as I got into my set, about 50 builders walked in, like straight off the site, which was like a bad sign. And I was at a point where I was like, I just had one set. Like, this is the set, so I've just got to do it. And it was very, you know, very heavily queer leaning. A lot of talk about, sort of LGBTQ rights and things. And but done in a way that was less funny, more preachy, which can often
Yeah.
happen when you start off as a comedian. Like, you have the stuff you plan to say that you think's funny, but it can sometimes come across more as, I've got a microphone, listen to me,
Ah,
rather than
yes.
let's all have fun together. You know what I mean? So I can, so people
I'm
quite rightly
envisioning
didn't
this.
like it. Yeah, and what I'm trying to do is, I'm not suggesting the reason people hated it is because they were homophobic. What I'm suggesting is people hated it because it was bad, right? and, like, uh, and they were also they were eating, right? People were eating, and one of these builders picked up some fish from someone else's fish and chips and just threw it at the stage. And
Ah, real.
like, yeah, I managed to. It missed me, but it hit the wall, and I mean, it was quite a satisfying noise. But other than that, I got nothing else out of that evening. Like, and then you just sort of sit in your car on the way home, like third ever gig, going like, "Am I ever going to do this again?" And
Yeah.
that's kind of back to what I was saying earlier. Is it's always like, you're always gonna have a shit gig, but also I remember, even only three gigs in, sit in my car going, "Well, no gig I do is ever going to be worse than this."
Mm.
Like, that's like no gig, like nothing. The only way it could be worse is if I was actively like harmed on stage. Unless someone
Yes.
like physically assaulted me, there's no way it could be worse. So I was like, so I'm never going to do a worse gig than this. So actually, the next time I do it will be fine because it'll be better than this. Like,
And the thing is, though, like it is good to go through them hurdles because it does create the
yeah,
resilience. Because how many lesser people would have dropped off at that point, said no, it's
yeah,
not for me, and then they wouldn't have led to a
and
career in
quite
comedy.
rightly, quite rightly dropped out. You know what I mean? Like, it makes perfect sense to leave after that. It
It
makes
wasn't even a
perfect
good
sense.
fish. Like,
Yeah. And I think, yeah, having those moments is also really important. Those stumbling blocks are really important in terms of getting better as well. But just is the way it is. That for me was the biggest one in terms of my confidence. Was then that happened, and then whenever I'd go to a gig and I was really nervous, I'd always go, "Well, it can't be worse than that."